All right. Good morning, guys. All right. Good morning, guys. Busy morning this morning, so we'll just go ahead and dive right into it. For everyone, if you're hearing an echo on the sound, there's sound on the Discord and there's sound on Zoom. So if you guys are getting an echoing, just cancel one of them because you're hearing both of them. Okay. So the market, what we're looking at today, market's gapping down a little bit. So yesterday we came back. We're testing the 5 and the 10. We're holding up at the 10. But the thing is the 5 now is starting to flatten out. So when the 5 starts flattening out, it kind of means that the short-term trend is kind of neutralizing. It's not really in a very strong uptrend. It's not really in a strong downtrend. It's just kind of neutralizing, and it's a good sign of it's going to go into a period of consolidation. So what I'm looking at on the market today is I'd actually like to see a small pop out of the open, and then I'd like to see it kind of get a fade back down on it, kind of an all-day fade on it. I think we're going to have a pretty choppy day today in the market. So if you guys are looking to play the SPY calls, I would be looking at a call credit spread. Take advantage of the choppiness in the market that we're going to get today. Before you take it, just wait for the market to push out of the open, and then we can take those spreads and take advantage of it. The thing is, on the SPY, why I'm leaning more towards a little bit of a downside move today is if you look, we're still extended off the 5 on the weekly chart, and you guys know my rule on the 5. So when we're extended off of it, we get into these choppy markets, and there's really no sense of direction. We can have an uptrend, but it struggles. It struggles to go higher until we can come back and test that 5, confirm, and then we can start heading higher. But the 5 on the weekly is still pointing higher. So on a larger term scale, we are still in an uptrend. Just a shorter term trend is looking for a little bit of period consolidation pullback. So we'll go ahead and dive on into it. Our notes here. The first one that we got this morning is EHTH. EHTH had earnings this morning, or they had earnings last night rather, and it's gapping up. They had a nice earnings beat. So the new value of the stock now is about $192. They had very good earnings. The thing is the guidance is sitting down at about 152.94. So we're sitting kind of right on the new guidance level. So we got a pretty high short interest on this. So what I think we're going to get is a push out of the open. So if we start to get that push out of the open, go long for that push up here into 161, 162, then top it off. I'd be cautious shorting this one for how small the float is and for how large the short float is. It's going to be propped up. You know, we've seen that multiple times the last couple of days on some of these stocks. STMP, for an example, yesterday, small float, and they had a high short interest. So those stocks like to get popped or propped up, and they don't come down very easily. So I'm looking for that push up here into 161, 162, top it off, let it pull back down here towards 155, then get that curl. You can take it long again, see if we get that push back up later in the day. Out of the open, if we do get a pull back down towards 149 to 148, even a little bit more, I would say 147, 146. Watch for bottoming down there. Look for that short covering bounce, and you can take that long. And this should have a nice upside move today. So I'll be watching this one. Deere. Deere had pretty good earnings. Basically, the new value is sitting at about, where is it? New value is sitting about 205. But the thing is if you guys read the earnings report, the rentals are about down 6% from last year. The rentals revs are down 4% from last year. The financial services are down 11% from last year. The forestry revenue is down 10% from last year. So their overall, or their numbers that they provided were good, but their rentals, financial services, and forestry revenue are not very good. So I'm looking for a pop out of this one. If we get the pop, this is going to be a nice short. But I think we're going to get a pull out of the open. If we do get a pull out of the open, we start breaking this macro trend line, short it, for the pull back down to 171. Then watch for bottoming. You can take it long for a bounce on the short covering and then top it off again. And I think this should come back down and fill most of the gap today. But if we do get a pop out of the open, right up here into 181, watch for topping up here and short it. Could you say something so I can test my speakers? I'm talking right now. Can somebody message him and let him know that I'm talking right now? I just don't want to stop the notes. Okay, the next one is BXRX. So this one, they got an approval for a pain drug, basically by the FDA. The thing is if you read the press release, it's going to be on the market, available in I believe it was May. So the thing is with this, they're not making any money off of it yet. So they've spent all of this money to make this drug, get it approved, and they haven't earned anything yet. They haven't earned anything. Once they start earning something from this drug, then we can start looking at it long. But for now, I want to see this pop up here into 1050, 11, short it, and I think we'll get it back down to 9, even 8 and under. And if we start to pull out open, we start breaking this 950, short it, slam it back down to 8, and be done with it. Okay. First Solar had a earnings miss this morning or last night. With this one, the new value of the stock is sitting at about 39.86, but the guidance level is sitting at 53.80. So this is why we're starting to get this pop right here. We got the nice drop on the numbers, but now we're starting to get the pop because the guidance levels are sitting right up here. So what I'm looking for is if this starts to push out of the open, take this long for push up here into 55, short it. I think this should be an all-day fader on it. If we do get a pull out of the open back down to 50, this is a strong support level, a historical support level that the stock has had. So watch for it to bounce off that level. We can bounce it back up towards 52, 53, top it off and short it. Texas Roadhouse. They had nice earnings. So at this one, what I'm looking for is if we start to get that push out of the open right up here into 75, 76, go long for that push up into here. Then we can short it back down to 72.50. The new value is sitting at about 72.61. So it's going to gravitate towards this 72.61 level today. Whether we pull at the open, it'll get bought up into that level. If we push, we'll get sold off back down to that level. It's going to gravitate around this level and just kind of trade around this level today. So if we get a push into 75, 76, go long, then top it off, short back down to 72.50. If we get a pull out of the open down here to 70 and under, watch for bottoming. You can go long for that push back up into 73.50. I'm sorry, 72.50. OLED. This one, let's see. Oh, yeah, these numbers weren't very good. Basically, the new value is sitting at 155 and the guidance level is sitting at 62. So we're still overbought right here. So this is going to be a nice short. I think this is going to get slammed down out of the open. So if we do, you can short it out of the open, slam it down to 63 and under, then cover it. Watch for the short covering bounce. You can take it long for the quick bounce up, then top it off, short it again for the all-day fade. If we do get a pop out of the open up into 70 or 175, you can start scaling in short, give it room to add, and the higher this pops out of the open, if it does, the better the short it's going to be on it. And Dropbox. Dropbox, they had pretty good earnings as well. New values $20.11. Guidance level set at 18.82. So I'm looking for this one as a pop out of the open to 22.25 to 22.50. Watch your top being short back down to $20 and under. We might even be able to get more. I'm just being a little bit. Actually, 20 is good. So top it, short back down to 20 and under. If we get a pull out of the open to 20.50 to 20, watch for bottoming down there. Take it long for the push back up towards 22. Okay. Okay. So those are going to be the notes today. Yeah, let's go ahead and get prepped for the market open. And Yeah, go ahead and stop this recording here.